Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers, Abba Yalla, coming back at you with another cold cut. Like to give our honor and glory and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It's another beautiful Friday with the Sabbath coming in, the day of rest. All praises, Lord willing, brothers and sisters and families, week's been well. We're going to dive right into it. We need to be a better example for the nation. Men, you need to be a better example. If you're in this truth, you're an example regardless, especially if you're in a higher office, right? If you're in this truth, you're a leader. If you're a woman, you got kids, you're an example. Even if you don't have kids, guess what? You're an example to other sisters out there. Let me go to the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. We are an example. And we got to remember that. In Sirach 10 and 1, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And when you're governing something, you're over something, you're overseeing it. You yourself have to be prudent for your government to be well instructed and prudent, because they're going to follow the leader. Right? Whatever spirit that you're in is the spirit of, either your household, your kids, the men that or women that's under you, whatever. You want to make sure that you're well instructed. You want to make sure that you're wise in what you're doing, and you're eloquent and you're sincere in your doing. Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So whatever state of the city is in, right? Whatever state the town is in, whatever state the congregation or the camp is in, it all reflects on the leader. It all reflects on the person that's over that, or the people that's over that. Your household's out of order, the spirit, it starts with the leader, which will be the man, right? Which you brothers out there, you got children that if they're out of order and they're unruly, it starts with you. Then your wife, right? And guess what? You have to examine yourself. And when you examine yourself, you will see, okay, well, maybe A, B, and C, I'm dealing with A, B, and C, and maybe I need to clean this up, or, I utilize a lot of time doing this. Let me structure that time differently so I can serve the Most High, be more in the spirit. My family be more in the spirit. These are the things that this is what a man or woman, that's overseeing a government, and there's particularly men, you overseeing a government. These are the things that you have to think about. Verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people. Look at America. That's a perfect example. Look at this country, man. Look at the kings of this country, right? Look at the people. Just go outside. You're going to see people with green hair, red hair. They're pronouncing themselves as them, they, and, you got random killings, and you got these people just running around. It's a mad, it's a crazy society. But then look at the leaders that's overseeing the society, even in the rest of the world. It's the same thing. That's why the Lord said, an unwise king destroyeth his people. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right? So let's go to the book of First Kings. Let's get an example of that. This is the book of First Kings. All right, let's see what that looks like. Let's go to Second Kings. All right, let's get an example of an unwise king that destroyeth his people, man. Right, this is the book of First Kings chapter. Let's see what we want. First Kings chapter 12, and I'll start at verse number 7. And it says, and they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. Right, talking about Rehoboam. Right, Rehoboam, he forsook the counsel of the elders and decided to do what he wanted to do. He forsook the counsels of the elders and followed the counsels of the young men. It's like he got cut off. All right. But talking about Rehoboam, forsaking the counsel of the elders, but taking the counsel of the young men that grew up with him, that had no experience of ruling a government, that had no experience of taking care of a nation, that had no experience on equity, judgment, revenue, different parts of a moving kingdom, had no experience on how to do these things, but he took the counsel of the young men. Now let's see the result of that, right? And it says, verse 8, but he forsook the counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, which stood before him. No experience. This is a bad judgment decision, and you can kind of foresee how the kingdom is gonna be ruled. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men that were grown up with them spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto the people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. And that's a simple request. Look, we will serve you. Just, if you can ease up a little bit. King Solomon, who's a little bit more stricter upon us, but if you can ease up a little bit, You know, we'll be with you. But let's see what this man did. And it says, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thou shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And that's a wicked thing to respond with. Oh yeah? You want me to make this yoke lighter? Hey, guess what? My little finger gonna be thicker than my father's loins, man. Meaning, guess what? You thought what he did was bad. Look what I'm gonna do to you. That's a wicked statement to say for a simple request for people that want to serve you, man. It's off. Right? Verse 11. And now, whereas my father did lade you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again this day. And the king answered the people roughly and forsook the old men's counsel and they gave him. So guess what? He forsook the counsel and he answered them roughly. Let's see what the Lord said about leaders being rough towards the people. Let's see what happens. This is Sirach chapter 10. Let's see what we want. In verse 21. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof. It's not a coincidence that this man lost his authority. He lost the kingdom. He had the kingdom split. Now we know that was prophecy, but on a practical level, you forsaken the counsel of men that know what they're doing. And that goes to even men today. You have men that have families. You have men that just starting families, you know, kind of going through a rough patch. And you ask these older men that have kids, you know, that have been doing this thing for a while, and you forsake that counsel of how to run your household. Now your household's out of order. Now your household's divided. Now your rib moving out back to her mom's house. Now your kids is doing, they out all late at night and just kind of not listening to you anymore. And you're forsaking counsel. You're being rough in your house, prideful, not listening to the request of your woman. Or you women not listening to the request of your men, not coming together. It's a big division. Roughness and pride is the losing of a kingdom, man. It's the losing of an authority, Salakia, right? And ultimately, you're going to lose the people that's under you, just like Rehoboam did. Doing what he wanted to do, right? Acting on his own accord. You are an example. You should move in a way where people are always watching you. The Lord's always watching you. If you're an example, people are always watching. They're always looking up to you. What are you doing? Act accordingly. Let's get another precept. Slakia. See that? Slakia. All right. Let's go back to that in Sirach. All right, this is the book of Sirach. Chapter 10. And let's start at verse 14. Actually, let's get verse 24. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored. Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord. Unto the servant that is wise shall they that are free do service, and he that have knowledge will not grudge when he is reformed. Right? Be not overwise in doing thy business, and boast not thyself in the time of distress. Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things, and he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread. Here's the point, verse 28. My son, glorify thy soul in meekness, and give it honor according to the dignity thereof. And when you're an example, you want to be meek. You want to be humble, right? You don't want to be prideful, as we just went into. Because when you read verse 14, let's go back to verse 14. The Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. You want to be meek. You want to be humble. The Lord wants a humble man to be an example to the nation, man. Like the Lord. The Lord was humble. The Lord was washing the disciples' feet. The Lord was a servant. The Lord wasn't lording over brothers, man. Right? Even though he is the Lord, he was a servant being an example to us. Let's get that in the book of John, chapter 13. Because once pride comes in, then the Lord is going to destroy you in the midst of the congregation. And he will cast you down and put somebody else up that's better than you. It's the book of John, chapter 13. And I'll start at verse number 13. You call me master and Lord, and you say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, which is a very humbling thing to do. You washing another man's feet, right? In today's age, they'll say, pause, right? No Diddy. I'm not washing another man's feet. Hey, the Lord washed the disciples' feet, man. That's a very humbling thing to do. And it says, if I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. So guess what? The servant is not greater than his Lord. So if the Lord is very humble and meek, while he is our Lord, he is our ruler, how much more us if the Lord makes us over a household, he makes us over a camp or congregations, right? Even if you just coming into this thing, your family is watching you. A brother that he may be a little bit younger than you, he's watching. Your sister, she see your little sister or another, woman that's watching you, man. How you conduct yourself, how you fight spirits, how you overcome. If you take counsel or not, if you're prideful or if you're meek, you are an example to the nation. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 25. And what other people say about you is important. You want your name to be clean if you're an example. All right, this Proverbs 25 and 28. He that have no rule over it. Let me start at verse 27. It is not good to eat much honey, for men to search their own glory is not glory. Yeah, I'm a great leader. I'm a great guy. I lead a lot of things. I mean, I'm a great dude. I'm not prideful. Who says I'm prideful? I'm not prideful. I don't deal with nothing. Hey, guess what? If you're searching your own glory, all right, if you're searching your own glory, that's not glory at all. What do other people say about you? What are other testimonies and witnesses that they say about you, man? The reason why we know the Lord is great is because there are people still glorifying the Lord 2,000 years later. They were glorifying the Lord even after he just died, man. Even before, man. We know the Lord is great, and the disciples and the apostles are great men based off how we're talking about them to this very day. How much more you when you're not there? How are people? What are people saying about you? Now, if you're righteous and they're saying wicked things, it's different, right? Tail bearing, backbiting, we understand that. But if your character is off, you don't really get into character development. You treat people unfairly. You just have a prideful sense on you. You're not really looking at yourself as an example. You're still acting worldly. You're still doing what you want to do. Hey, you're gonna be talked about, man. Your name's gonna go down. You're not gonna have a great name amongst people. All right, let's get another precept. You're not gonna have a great name, and a name is very important. Let's go to Sirach chapter 50. 50 and verse 1. Actually, Sirach 49. Sirach 49 and 1. The remembrance of Josias is like the composition of the perfume that is made by the art of the apothecary. The way that even starts off is beautiful. The remembrance of Josias is like the composition of the perfume that is made by the art of the apothecary. It is sweet as honey in all mouths, and as music at a banquet of wine. This is how Josias is remembered amongst the people, man. As a beautiful perfume, as goodly music. Verse 2, he behaved himself uprightly in the conversion of the people, and took away the abominations of iniquity. He directed his heart unto the Lord, and in the time of the ungodly, he established the worship of the Most High, man. So what he did was, he behaved himself uprightly. He practiced the law, statutes, commandments, and the faith in the Most High in front of the people. So his remembrance is like a beautiful perfume. It's like goodly music. When you hear that song, you're like, man, takes me back to, and you think about good times. That's how Josias is remembered. We want to be remembered like that. Let's go to Sirach 50 and 1. Let's talk about Simon. Sirach 50 and 1. The Simon, the high priest, the son of Onias, who in his life repaired the house again, and in his days fortified the temple. And by him was built from the foundation the double height, the high fortress of the wall about the temple. In his days the cistern to receive water, being encompassed as the sea, was covered with the plates of brass. He took care of the temple that it should not fall, and fortified the city against besieging. How was he honored in the midst of the people and is coming out of the sanctuary? When you come into the midst of the congregation, are you honored, or do people just walk away from you? Do people say, no, we got to go this way, man. We don't even want to. You know what I'm saying? Nah, like, are you honored or not? Do people want to be around you or not? People want to be around Simon. They love Simon. Let's read on. He was as the morning star in the midst of a cloud, and as the moon at the full, as the sun shining upon the temple of the Most High, and the rainbow giving light in the bright clouds. That's a beautiful way to be descriptive, man. That's a beautiful way to be described, man. And this is talking about Simon. I want the Lord to talk about me like that. Do you want the Lord to talk about you like that? Right? Well, hey, be an example. If the Lord gave you responsibilities, hey, then don't take that lightly, man. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 9. Do not take that lightly. This is Jeremiah 9:23. Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth knoweth me, that I am the Lord which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. So guess what? If you're going to glory in knowing the Lord, glory in trying to be like the Lord. Let the Lord see himself in you, man. That's the point we want to get to, is where Yahushua can see himself in you. You're a reflection of the Most High, just like how Yahushua was. But with that, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and bid brothers and sisters and families a mighty shalom through the Spirit. Shalom.